Rick here from Canada's National Firearms Association. We're at SHOT Show 2022 at the Cadex booth. We're here with Maury from Cadex, and he's going to explain the Kraken, the gun that have a donation draw on. For every $50 donation you make to Canada's National Firearms Association, you get a ticket to win this draw. Could you explain the firearm to us, Maury, please?
Yeah, so the Kraken's a phenomenal system. It's built around the ability to change calibers. So now sniper teams can, or even recreational shooters can have a training caliber, say in your 6.5 or 308. You know, and you can do your training with that. If you got to go operational, you want to start shooting longer distance, you don't have to have another system. You can just change out the barrel, change your mag house, and change your bolt carrier, and carry on with a long action. You can change this from short action to a long action. The repeatability is always an issue with multi-cal systems, so I've always been a bit of a skeptic until I worked with this system. And we've spent a lot of time doing barrel changes. About 36 barrel changes. We weren't even out by 0.1 mils anytime we did it. So I was sold on this system at that point. And I think it's a necessity for any law enforcement or even recreational shooters.
So is it hard to change the barrel out on it? Could you give us a demo? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go over the gun first. So we'll talk about the buttstock here. It's all toolless adjustment. So one of the cool things about this chassis system is that if you and I are shooting this gun and we're going to take turns on it or switch off the spotting scope and stuff like that, we don't have to pull out a tool set or anything like that to try and make this gun fit you. So there's a lot of really easy, quick ways to just adjust the whole back end of this gun to fit you, right? So we can change our length of pull just by clicking levers, okay? So that makes this gun very versatile when it comes to switching off from shooter spotter teams, right? Another good feature about this chassis is that it's got a foldable stock. Now, this stock will fold back, click in, and it covers over your bolt handle, right? So in a military application, you could jump this weapon system, and you don't have to worry about your bolt coming open when you're under canopy. Plus, also shortens the profile of the firearm quite a bit when you be able to do that, right? Teflon plug here, so when you do have this back, that Teflon plug puts a lot of pressure. That's what affords you the ability to have very little or no movement in the back end of the gun.
Very nice, yeah. Very nice. I see you guys came up with a new scope mount this year.
Yeah, this is the detachable scope mount that Cadex came out with. All their scope mounts are great. This one here I haven't used myself personally, but I'm sure it's great. But this one has the ability to put on an anti-cant indicator, and we also have another one that's got a dovetail bracket on the front.
Very nice.
So a little bit more accessories that can be used with that optic. Cadex makes their own triggers. They make the gun from front to back. So they make the chassis, the triggers, the bipods. They make the muzzle brakes. So a lot of times I get asked, we're thinking about building some guns. What do you suggest? And I've said, there's already guns built, and by all the best parts you can get. So I say, just look at the Cadex systems, and that's usually the direction that they go, right? Because you have that system. That system's built by one manufacturer. You're dealing with one person, right? As far as the barrel changes go, I'll demo that for you guys. You can have a quick peek at that, but it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So first thing we got to do is right now we got the 308 barrel on here, so we're shooting a short action round. We're going to take this bolt out. Some of the tools over here that we got our this is our leverage lever. We got this is our torque wrench, and this is our tool that'll actually take that barrel off. So you see those three lugs. Mm-hmm. Well, on the back of the barrel in the chamber, there's three inserts for the lugs. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this in there just like we would our bolt, and we're going to turn this until those lugs seat, and the bolt release will hold this in there, right? That'll give us the ability to do all of our work from back here and not have to do it up in the chamber.
Okay.
So we just got to sit this lug here to the bottom, and we kind of just got to fiddle around with it a little bit, and then once that's in there, you'll know, because you can't pull that out without getting your language. So that way we know that those lugs are into the back of the barrel. Okay. Once we're at that stage, we get our wrench on. Okay. So what that's doing, if you're putting force or pressure in one direction, you gotta counter it, right? So that's essentially what this is for. This is the wrench that's going to turn the barrel off, but it's also a torque wrench, and we'll get into that when we go to put the other barrel back on. But there's two positions. There's a low and a high, so you can do it in both. But basically, what I'm going to do is just hold this down. It's 100 foot-pounds of pressure to get that barrel to crack, so it's not a lot. So right there, I just broke the threads there. I'm going to have to pull this bolt back because now I want to pull those lugs out of the back of the barrel now, so that I can twist it out. So what I'm gonna do now is just twist this barrel off. And you can see right in this port here, you can see the threads.
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll switch it over to this 338 barrel here. And the lugs I was talking about, there's 3 recesses there for your lugs.
Right at the back of the chamber.
Okay. So we'll put this in there, and then when we put in our tool, we're gonna have to get those lugs back in there. So we'll do everything in reverse essentially now.
For our viewers out there, the one that Canada's National Firearms Association is giving away is a 338 Lapua, this barrel that he's putting on right now.
Okay, so we got that screwed in there. We're gonna put our tool back in and get those lugs in, and now we're just gonna tighten this up. Put our wrench on. Now our torque wrench, you can see here that there's a finger in there.
Yep.
We want to match that finger up with that white line. That's the key to the repeatability of this, is making sure that we're torqued to exactly 100 foot-pounds each and every time. Okay. So you can see that finger there. We'll go down, hold it for a sec, and that's it. Now our barrel is on there, 100 inch-pounds.
It looks like it's a left-hand thread.
Left-hand thread, you bet. So now, I'm going to pull this out. There's a couple more things we need to do now, because we went from a 308 short action to a 338 long action. We got to change our mag housing. So on the back of our tool, we have an Allen key here, and there's one screw in front of the mag housing here. We're just going to back that off. This is always only hand tight. You can't lose that screw in the field because there's a washer on the back.
Okay.
Whole plate comes off. Now this insert, this sleeve right here, this is what we're going to switch out. Okay, so we take that out. We just all we simply do is slide in our 338 mag housing. Okay. There's one lug on the bottom, so we just got to tip that in and tighten that one bolt. Like I say, we don't go crazy on this bolt, just hand tight. Now, because we went from short action to a long action, all we have to do now is change our bolt face.
Just the face, not the whole bolt.
Well, the bolt carrier will replace the whole bolt carrier, but we can still use this same firing pin in our long action bolt. So it's a simple turn, and you don't need to have multiples of these. You can just put this into your long action bolt. Okay, so if this was our 338, we just put that in there. We cock the bolt. And now we're shooting 338 Lapua. So, and that's the great thing about it. I know, like, operationally overseas, we used to have, like, we would be packing around from forward operating base to forward operating base at 50 cal, 338, at 308, at 5.56, all our sniper rifles, and have to determine which one we're going to use on which mission. So we're always dealing with a different firearm, right? In this situation, it would have been handy to have something like this operationally, because we could just have our training caliber. Depending on what mission we're going on, we could just change out the barrels, and we're still working with the same platform.
It's some great engineering.
It's a really well thought out firearm, and yeah, I was sold on it the first time I got my hands on it. And I like to be a skeptic, but in this case, I was pleasantly surprised, for sure.
There you have it, folks. We're here again with Maury at Cadex and with the Kraken, the firearm we're giving away at our donation draw. Remember, Canada's National Firearms Association: freedom, safety, and responsibility.